Whoa, that's the first time in my life. Chiropractic virgin. Whoa, cool. You're cracking places I've never heard of. Obviously, most likely it's Trump that's going to win.
And you're voting for Kanye? Talking about The Rock social media. So he just did an interview with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
So he lost the most followers in social media history. He lost 21 million followers in 5 hours.
What's going on out there, YouTube land? Today we got a very special guest, the one and only Dan Fleyshman.
Dan Fleyshman? He's the youngest founder
Dan
of a publicly traded
Fleyshman?
company.
Dan Fleyshman's in.
You probably know him from, what is it, 100 million?
100 million mastermind.
Boom. He's an entrepreneur. Poker player too?
I like poker a lot.
Plays poker a lot. He's created a whole lot of businesses. Got a brand new business coming soon. It's a card shop over on Hollywood Boulevard.
Yep.
He's helped build so many people's social media profiles, platforms, and he basically knows the internet like the back of his hand.
I'm only here for Dan Fleyshman, all right? I only want to know what Dan Fleyshman has to say.
Also, we're both Instagram husbands, so you've probably seen his video with Ballet Danger, aka Mrs. Fleyshman.
Oh, dear God. Oh my God. Was that normal? That was like 30 cracks. Pull back.
Pull real hard. There.
Oh my God, that was so weird. Oh.
And my wife, Lais De Leon. So we both know what that's like, right?
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Part of the job.
Part of the job. So today we're gonna work on him. He's dealing with a little bit of neck tension. He's a very crispy individual, so we'll probably get some great cracks out of him. And he's gonna tell us a little bit about himself and about what he does for business, and maybe even drop a couple hints for you guys that wanna grow your social media profiles.
That's for sure.
Cool, let's do it. So go ahead and look straight down. So what got you into entrepreneurship, man?
I just didn't have a choice. Like, I grew up with no money. You know, we were making 24 grand a year for a family of 4. So you just like don't have a choice. So as soon as I was able to, I was 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old, buying and selling baseball cards at a swap meet. And when I was a teenager, I was buying and selling candy bars. And so I just always had that thing where I had to make money no matter what to help my mom. And I didn't want to put pressure on her.
Okay.
Speaking of pressure, I got a pressure right there. Woo.
So the baseball card thing is full circle then. So
yes, it's been 30 years.
That was your first hustle, and now you've come all the way back around to it.
Yep. After that, I trademarked the catchphrase, "Who's your daddy?" for over 300 products at 17 years old. 18 years old, we did our first million. 19 years old, we got 9.5 million. I can crack it. My neck's gonna crack right there. And then at 23 years old, we took it public. So 19, we did 9.5 million. 23, we became the youngest owner of a publicly traded company in history.
Wow.
And that's when my life changed completely. And remember, this is before social media. This is 15 years ago.
Okay.
So
it's not before MySpace.
Right around the same time, yeah. The other one's gonna crack. Ready? Stuck in there. I can feel it.
Let's crack them first.
Sorry, it's right there.
Crack addict.
Dan Fleyshman.
You were releasing so much tension, I could feel it. 23, we decided to go public. Whoa, that's the first time in my life. Chiropractic virgin.
Dan Fleyshman.
Relax. Try to let it go.
So then, when we go public, it's to launch an energy drink under the same brand name. From 23 to 27, I don't really remember because all I did was sell. I was just banging down doors. And we got into 55,000 retail stores in America and another 6,000 overseas.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say you don't remember those years because you got all this money and you just went ham.
Not at all.
Okay.
No. All I've ever done whenever I make money is just put it back into companies. Like, that's why I'm always angel investing. That's why I'm always reinvesting, because the money part's a game. After doing that company for 10 years, when I was 27, I decided I wanted another feather in my cap, and I started an online poker site. So I went with Dan Bilzerian, DJ Steve Aoki, Playboy Playmates. I tried to make a cool brand in the poker space. And so I put on a backpack, and I moved to a country called Malta, which I'd never heard of before.
Yeah, it's where those dogs come from, right?
Exactly.
Little white ones?
Yep. Go to Malta, build a poker site, and within 10 months, we became the 3rd biggest poker brand in the world.
So why did you build it there? For legal reasons?
Yeah, my gaming license had to be in Malta.
Okay.
All the poker players, they all lived in Vegas, and I started putting them on TV all over the world. So that's when Bilzerian first started popping up, and Steve Aoki and all these characters started playing on TV shows. And so I thought everything was great. All of a sudden, the company's worth like $65 million. I'm super excited. We're getting tens of thousands of new players per month. And then boom, April 15th, it's called Black Friday. Black Friday was the worst day in poker history. Oh, my main competitors got shut down.
Why?
Oh, that hurts.
What happened?
Oh, that hurts. I can't think straight. What happened was...
Not Vesuvius.
Dan Fleyshman.
My main competitors got shut down for merchant processing, like miscoding their merchant processing. And so billions of dollars was seized from them by the government.
Which government?
The U.S. government.
U.S. government, okay.
I didn't get shut down because I wasn't doing that.
Right.
And so I, by default, became like the good guy in the space and the biggest brand, but I didn't trust what the government was going to do. And I didn't trust what was going to happen with my competitors if they were going to pay back any of these players their money. So I had 41,000 real money players at the time. I manually paid them all back over the next 4 days just so I could sleep at night.
Whoa.
And I knew that was the right thing to do. And so I willingly closed my company down, and it doesn't matter if it was due to my competitors or the scoreboard's a scoreboard. Like when your company's gone, it's gone.
Right.
And so I realized that I couldn't sit on the floor and cry about it. You lose this huge company overnight and you think, okay, well, now's the time to cry. Just like a lot of people are going through that situation now with COVID and a lot of businesses shut down. But crying is, that hurts so bad.
Something you can do right now. Crying.
I feel like I want to cry.
It's okay.
So I started consulting for 4 land-based casinos and for Morgan Stanley, teaching them.
So this is all self-taught.
Yeah, I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
You have no options.
Dan Fleyshman.
And I realized after a year or two, I started making money back because I just lost my company overnight. I didn't want to have all my eggs in one basket ever again. That's why I became an angel investor, and I started the social media agency.
What is an angel investor?
So an angel investor is someone who's betting on seed and startup companies.
Okay.
You're trying to make me cry.
Seed, like sunflower seeds, like
It's too much. No.
Trader Joe's stuff.
You're killing me.
Breathe through it, man. It's gonna fade. It's gonna fade.
I can't. It hurts too much.
It'll fade. I know it
I
will.
feel like you're inside my soul.
We're close, but we're close. We're close to the angel soul. There it goes.
There it is.
I told you it fades, man.
It's like I just did an ice bath, and it was the same concept. The first 10 seconds, you just
gonna
I'm gonna slowly move away.
just slowly unguard myself now.
Okay, so
You said you had some exceedingly good investments.
remember when you're like, hey, come over for a podcast, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah, it's no problem for me.
For you, it's easy. Angel investing is betting on founders and entrepreneurs with their startup companies. You can do angel investing in bigger companies. It's mostly meant for like a startup company. So let's say you were going to create chiropractic tables, right? And you're like, listen, I've got 100 millions of views in the chiropractic space. I should make my own tables and merch. Would you invest in me? And even if you have money, that doesn't matter. Sometimes you still want a strategic investor. You know, I own a social media agency. You already have money and you've got all these eyeballs, but you want to make chiropractic tables. So you come up with the name, look, we're going to sell Hightower tables. It's going to be amazing. Myself and some of my angel investor friends would say, hey, we'll put in $1 million into your company. Let's call it a $5 million valuation. So we'll buy 20% of your company. We are now angel investors. And you can choose if we either have a board seat so we can talk to you and like tell you advice, or you can just take suggestions and not give us a board seat. So we give you $1 million, we own 20%, and you have a decision later on in the business if you want to
Buy out or
right, if you want to either sell your company, sell more equity, or just pay out distribution. So let's say you start doing $9 million a year selling tables, and it's netting 22%. Okay, we're netting $2 million a year. What should we do with this money? You can decide whether you want to reinvest it or put it back into the company, or do distributions to all the investors. You might want to do another round of financing. You might want to decide, listen, I could take in another $4 million or $5 million and really scale this company from 9 million to 30 million or 40 million. Usually then it's not going to be an angel investor. At that point, it's going to be more of someone that's like a venture capitalist or a hedge fund.
Right.
I've angel invested into 36 companies like that. I look for companies that have eyeballs like you do, and then have a product that makes sense that I can help scale.
Try to relax completely there.
Ow.
There we go.
So angel investors are important for our economy because they help startup entrepreneurs fast forward their business. And by them increasing their business, they go out and hire more employees, lease offices, spend money with vendors. And that's why I angel invest so much. Those entrepreneurs can then help the economy.
All right, we're gonna go to right there.
Oh yeah, that was good. Instagram, yeah, everything's just at Dan Fleyshman. And that's also important for people to know. Your social media handles should always be all the same name.
Boom, there's your tip.
same.
Don't be Ridgemont Rider 6437.
Right. It should be the same screen name across every single platform. Same bio photo. You have to make it easy. If you're wearing glasses in one photo, wear glasses in every photo. You want to make it really easy.
Boom, more free tips. You gotta pay for the rest. Okay, so we're gonna bring it right there. Big deep breath and blow it all the way out. And can't stand for that.
How weird. That's so weird.
Go ahead and sit up. Have that one before?
No.
It's a curandero adjustment, Holmes. So are you from Southern California? You from somewhere?
I was born in Riga, Latvia, but I left when I was 6 months old.
Okay,
so I've been here.
USSR, man.
Yeah, so we escaped.
You're not a fan of socialism, communism?
No,
No.
We moved here to Long Beach, and I lived right there by Snoop Dogg for my first decade of my life, and then LA and San Diego my whole life now.
Now you moved up in the world, is what you're saying.
No, I still like Long Beach.
There you go. Okay, he still likes Long Beach. Not too good for the hood.
Absolutely not.
Okay, solid. Good. And what were you guys shooting today?
We took over Dan Bilzerian's house, and there's a brand called Limitless. And so we just lined up like 9 supercars, and we're making like a fun viral video that's like all the cars and then a drone shot and trying to make it fun for social media.
If you want to see what that video goes look like, go look up Limitless. We can't tell you exactly what it is, but you gotta look for
look
it.
it up.
Look it up. Deep breath in and blow it out.
Whoa, cool. You're cracking all the interesting... It's funny because I crack often, but you're cracking in places I've never heard of.
That's right.
I didn't know I had.
Some of the best crack dealer in town, bro.
Seriously.
Relax it. You get the people what they want. Just crack. He's like fighting me now. He's like, I don't know what's next.
I don't know where I'm going to crack.
I wasn't ready for it. So do you take over his house often?
No, I mean, I used to throw events there all the time. I've thrown a bunch of charity events at his house with Steve Aoki and different poker tournaments that we can raise money for Model Citizen Fund. So we raise money for backpacks for the homeless, and we put 150 items inside those backpacks and give it out to the homeless for the last 9 years.
I'm solid, man. And this one too. Okay. So what are your predictions for like what's going to happen with the economy? You seem like somebody who really has their pulse, not only on just social media, but on the economic movement as a whole.
Obviously, once the election happens, we'll have a few weeks of disarray. You know, regardless of who wins. Obviously, most likely it's Trump that's going to win.
And you're voting for Kanye?
Hopefully, Kanye takes it up. No, I'm just kidding.
Easy 2020. So you're putting money on Trump from a betting perspective. You're a gambler, right?
Yes, for sure. It's just because I think that there's a lot of people that talk a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to actually taking action of voting in certain states, that I just know too much of, like, I live it. I travel so often that when I go to these cities and states, I see Trump banners everywhere, and I understand social media and real life. When Trump has thousands of % more following, you know, tens and tens of millions more followers per platform, and then you go out in the streets and you see Trump everywhere, I just think that they are much more passionate of that candidate. So to me, it's irrelevant what I believe in. I believe in reality and math. And I believe that with that reality math, he's going to win, and it's better for our economy in that scenario.
Okay. And we were just talking about The Rock's social media today, right? So he just did an interview with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, and he's what did you say he lost already?
So he lost the most followers in social media history. He lost 21 million followers in 5 hours.
Wow.
He lost more than the top 0.0001% of people have in the world.
Have ever had.
Yeah, ever will. Yeah, he lost it.
Levels.
It's fascinating because
it is. It's an interesting experiment because obviously, you know, for middle of the road people like trying to take a stand, you're gonna obviously make it's like Jordan said, right? Republicans buy shoes.
Yep.
So 50% of the country you're gonna piss off, and the other 50% were already buying from you.
Right.
So unless I guess you're just so wealthy and so well off like he is, from a business perspective, there's not really a lot of upside for taking
it's only downside.
political choices. You know,
it's only downside to alienate half your following.
right?
And it's frustrating to watch simply because he was one of our perfect icons, right? He doesn't have
He did everything right on social media.
He doesn't have those big scandals like other characters have. He doesn't have that, like, even through a divorce, like, he's best friends with his ex-wife. Like, he's been through things, but still, like...
But handles it the way you're supposed to. And
he's a legend.
Yeah.
Like an actual legend.
Actual legend, yeah.
Came here with $20-30 and built up a career and a name. Like, he's got that Arnold Schwarzenegger type story of, like, building it up.
Transcended wrestling, transcended movies, transcended fitness, transcended just the art of being a
Tequila,
star.
everything.
Yeah, you name it.
Social media, like, he is the #1 guy on social media,
That's
right?
interesting.
There's other characters that have bigger or similar followings. We don't talk about them. We don't think about Cristiano Ronaldo like that. Like, he has a bigger following, but we don't actually talk about him.
Right.
You know, like The Rock makes content that you're like, you want to watch.
Everything it is, you have to see it.
Yeah, like when
he creates stars left and right out of people. He'll be like, oh, check this guy out. And all of a sudden that guy goes from 400,000 to 5 million in one day.
It was frustrating to see this because it was unnecessary.
There's more people alive right now than have ever lived.
Yes.
So is Trump the most known person in the history of the world? Jesus? Muhammad?
So what's interesting is for many, many years, the back of Michael Jordan's head was more famous than the front of any president in history.
Because of the brand, because of Jordans.
I believe that Trump is the most well-known simply because he's put on such a show.
Right.
And so other countries have talked about it where an Obama isn't, you wouldn't walk the streets of India or Bangladesh or El Salvador and then bring up Obama. That's not really a polarizing thing.
Right.
But Trump is so talked about.
Because like if you just went somewhere in the world and we're like, hey, do you know who The Rock is? I mean, he's up there for sure, right?
For sure.
For sure. But also, you know, Donald Trump, if you said Biden, I think in America, half the people would be like, who?
Yeah, it's not really a thought.
Even lower, obviously, than Obama, because Obama was such a ceiling breaker. You know, it was such a big thing when he got inaugurated that everybody was aware of it.
And he did really, really great speeches.
Right.
That you wanted to watch. You were, whether you liked him or not, it didn't matter. Whether you were following him or not.
He was great.
Yeah, he was just great
He
to
did
watch.
exactly what he was supposed to do. He orated the way he needed to. He was very well spoken. Good EQ. You know.
Yep.
So that's interesting because, again, taking the politics out of it, just watching the attributes of these individuals and how they use social media. You know, one got a Netflix show. I don't foresee Trump getting a Netflix deal after this is over, right?
He's gonna sell a lot of books though.
Yeah, he'll make his own network, maybe, right?
his book deal is gonna be massive.
The biggest probably ever, I'll bet.
Yeah. Obama's book deal was like recently like 3 million extra copies.
Wow.
Like he's, anyways, yeah.
So you have all these numbers memorized then?
Yeah, because I just love math and social media is fascinating to me, and the way that Trump's used social media is fascinating.
It's a new thing. It's like a new experiment, right? Like you haven't seen
Yes.
this strategy done on this large of a scale before.
Yes, and really going after one main platform with Twitter.
Right.
Like he's changing economies over Twitter. He's changing, the way people think over Twitter. Like
Who would have thought that was possible 15 years ago, you know?
Right.
Well, that's why we have people like you at the forefront of the social media thing, because this is all new. Somebody's got to take the psychology of it and the math of it and really break down where it's going to go. So where did you say they can find you?
So I'm at Dan Fleyshman across every social media platform.
100 Million Academy?
100 Million Academy. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And if you're looking for tips on, how to grow your social media, how to invest, if you're a big time investor and don't know where to place money and you're looking for somebody who's got their pulse on the game, this is the man right here. Peace.
We got it cracking.